Surprisingly, there are even rock versions available of the Shiv Tandav Stroth. So, according to Indian mythology, which person is attributed with the Shiv Tandav Stroth? And you can go on YouTube and just type for Shiv Tandav Stroth and you'll be surprised. So Rishit is saying Tansen are the two girls. No, Tansen and Tanariri, they are not famous for the Shiv Tandav Stroth. Tansen is for Rag Malhar and other things. The Shiv Tandav Stroth was apparently sung by none other than Ravan, the 10-headed demon king, the 10-headed demon king of the Ramayana. He supposedly wanted to propitiate or flatter Shiv, and he got trapped under a huge mountain. So he plucked a nerve from his own arm, created a musical instrument, and sang the Shiv Tandav Stroth. Of course, the Lord became pleased at this and gave him all Vardhan and all that story. But the point is, Mahagyani Ravan is the person who supposedly composed and sang the Shiv Tandav Stroth. And so, Abhishek, it's not Shankar Mahadevan is the person who just sang the latest version. I'm asking mythologically who sang it. So, according to mythology, the original composition belongs to Ravan. Okay. In which city will you find the only Swaminarayan temple in Pakistan? Right? There's only one Swaminarayan temple which is actually in Pakistan. In which city will you find it? And of course, we have a limited number of cities that we can guess. So your guess is as good as mine. You can just guess the limited number of cities, and the place where you will find the only Swaminarayan temple is none other than Karachi. Karachi. Yeah, most of you guessed it. It's Karachi. Okay. Now, just like a mandir is a place of worship for Hindus, a masjid is for Muslims, and a gurudwara is for Sikhs, a fire temple is the place of worship for people of which faith? A fire temple is the place of worship for people of which faith? So Zoroastrians, particularly known as Parsis in India, for the Zoroastrians or the Parsis as they are known as in India, the place where they worship is known as the fire temple. It's also known as the Agyari, right? So a fire temple is the place of worship for people of the Zoroastrian or the Parsi faith. Okay. The Siddhi Bashir Mosque is located in which city? The Siddhi Bashir Mosque is located in which city? India, yes. India, obviously India. Which city? I want the city. Oh, many of you getting it right. Very good. Siddhi Bashir Mosque is literally where most of us are from. This is right here in Ahmedabad. The Siddhi Bashir Mosque is located right here in Ahmedabad. Okay. Now, many states celebrate festivals to mark the harvest, right? Just like we have Baisakhi, we have Pongal. A lot of festivals in India, they all are celebrated on account of celebration of harvest. So the Dree festival is also a crop harvest festival, and this is observed in the northeast part of India. My question to you is, which state observes the Dree festival? The Dree festival is a crop harvest festival, just like you have Baisakhi and Pongal and Gudi Padwa and a lot of things which are usually associated with the harvest of crops. So which state of northeast India celebrates the Dree festival? So right from the usual 6-7 suspects, we have Arunachal Pradesh. The crop harvest festival of Dree festival, which is a crop harvest festival, is observed in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Angkor Wat, very famous. It's in Cambodia, one of the largest temples, right? Outside India, you will find very few places where there are Hindu temples. So Angkor Wat at Cambodia is devoted to which deity? Just like the Raja Rajeshwaram temples are devoted to Shiva. And we know that Ellora caves and other things, we saw a lot of them. Elephanta caves. The Elephanta caves. So just like that, Angkor Wat temples in Cambodia, and these Angkor Wat temples have actually been shown in a lot of adventure movies. You take a look at movies like Tomb Raider and so on. The Angkor Wat temples have often been shown in a lot of those. So the Angkor Wat temple is devoted to Vishnu, right? The holy triumvirate of Hinduism, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So the Angkor Wat temples are actually devoted to the Hindu god Vishnu. Okay. Sabarimala, and this was in news 2 to 3 years back. The entire issue of whether women of certain age should be allowed into the sanctum sanctorum of the Sabarimala temple. So this was in news past couple of years. So Sabarimala temple or the Sabarimala in Kerala is a famous place devoted to whom? It's not Ram. It's not Lord Vishnu. They're very specific name. It's not Lord Sabarimala. No. So Sabarimala literally is the name of a mountain. And the Sabarimala, the presiding deity at Sabarimala is Ayyappan, Lord Ayyappan. Lord Ayyappan is a brahmachari, but the name of the deity, specific name of the deity is Lord Ayyappan. So Sabarimala in Kerala is devoted to Lord Ayyappan. Swami Ayyappa is known, very famous among the Malayalis. Right, during the end of the year, November, December is the time when people often undertake a long period of fast, after which they go to this place on foot. It's a pilgrimage, right? It's a holy pilgrimage, the Sabarimala circuit. So the Sabarimala is basically devoted to Lord Ayyappan. Dharmashasana and other things could be in other things, but the main chief name, like we can also say Ayodhya Raj and other things, but basically it is Lord Ram, right? So you can say Ishwaku, the scion of Ikshvaku, but basically that's Lord Ram. So just like the specific name of the deity is Lord Ayyappan. Okay. In which state in India there are 838 temples of a single particular religion on a single mountain? Which state are I talking about? If you know the religion, if you know the place, excellent. But if you give me the state, that's enough. Which state of India has 838 temples of one particular religion located on one single mountain? So the religion I'm talking about is Jainism. The mountain is in Palitana and the state is none other than Gujarat. Our own Gujarat. Palitana Hills. They are famous for 838 Jain temples located on the Palitana Hills in Gujarat. Okay. India's first indigenously made color film. Remember, you have to be very specific. This was indigenously means locally made, domestically produced. So the name of India's first indigenously made color film. Mughal-e-Azam was not a color film. It was originally black and white. It was only recently converted into color. Alamara, Harishchandra, no. Siddhant got it. India's first indigenously made color film. Indigenous means homegrown production. So India's first indigenously made color film was actually a movie called Kishan Kanya. Kishan Kanya was India's first indigenously or domestically made color film. Now, Bishnupur is famous for terracotta temples. In the entire world, terracotta soldiers is something which you associate with the ancient Chinese dynasties, right? When in the Chinese dynasties, there was a system of creating terracotta soldiers and they were buried with the kings. So terracotta soldiers are famous in China. But terracotta temples are located in a place called Bishnupur. The point is, which state of India is Bishnupur located in? And here's a hint. If the normal ordinary pronunciation is with a V, Vishnu, and you see it being pronounced with a B, Bishnu, it usually is somewhere in the east, right? Bengali language is such where the V sound becomes B. So Vinod becomes Binod. Vishnu becomes Bishnu. So whenever you see a name where a Vishnu or a Vinod has become a Bishnu or a Binod, more often than not, the state that we are looking for has to be in the east, in this case, West Bengal. So Bishnupur, which is famous for terracotta temples, is located in the Indian state of West Bengal. Now, and I just answered this before. The World Heritage Site of Terracotta Army is in which country? I just, in fact, gave the answer to this a minute back. So, the World Heritage Site of Terracotta Army, and when there's a famous photograph of the current Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, who, when he visited this country, took a photograph with the Terracotta Army soldiers. So, the Terracotta Army belongs to China. The Terracotta Army belongs to China. I just talked about it when I was referring to the Terracotta temples. This is from China, the Chinese dynasties. Okay. Again, I've just asked this question a few slides back. Lavani, a very popular form of dance and music, is practiced in which state? When we were talking about ethnic dance forms, I mentioned this. So Lavani, a very popular form of dance practiced usually by the females, is from the state of Maharashtra. State. Janki, I'm asking state. Mumbai is not a state. Mumbai is a city. So you have to be very careful what the question is. And Mumbai, Lavani is not focused on Mumbai. Lavani will get more in the other regions, Pune and Kolhapur district and all that. Right? Mumbai is very cosmopolitan. You will get these things more in the ethnically, the culturally renowned places. And anyway, I was only asking for the state. So Lavani is from the state of Maharashtra. Okay. Puttaraj Samman is for outstanding work in which field? Like the Sahitya Academy Awards is usually for literature, right? Jnanpith Award, you must have heard of that. So similarly, there is an award called the Puttaraj Samman. So in which particular field, if you are excellent, you have a chance of winning the Puttaraj Samman. Like the Arjuna Awards or the Khel Ratna Awards is for sports. The Dronacharya Awards is for coaches in sports. The Puttaraj Samman is actually for music. Right? We do have the Tansen Awards, but like that, the Puttaraj Samman is also given for outstanding work in the field of music. Was Puttaraj a person? I guess so. A quick Google search will give you the answer to that. Anyway, Bohag Bihu is in the state of what? Bihu. It's Bihu, but the entire thing is Bohag Bihu. So Bohag Bihu is celebrated in the state of Assam, right? A very rich, culturally rich state. The state of Assam is the state where Bohag Bihu is celebrated. Okay. Which festival is celebrated in North India when Pongal is celebrated in Tamil Nadu? Janki, previous slide, yes. Janki, you will get access to these slides on the app. You don't need to take this down. Do you have a question on this? Okay. So, when Pongal is celebrated in Tamil Nadu, in west, of course, we have the Uttarayan, and in north, it is Makar Sankranti. In the west, more popularly, you have it as Uttarayan, and in the north, it is Makar Sankranti. Baisakhi, Lodi are all before that. Pongal is equal date-wise, significance-wise to Makar Sankranti, because it basically is a transition of the sun, from the Dakshin to the Uttar. That's why it's called Uttarayan. The sun, the position of the sun, it moves from Dakshin. So it shifts from Dakshinayan to Uttarayan. So that is Makar Sankranti. The specific thing is Makar Sankranti. Okay. Kadagam is a folk dance of which state? We have seen folk dances Lavani, Garba, Ghumar, Tera Tali and so on. Kadagam is the folk dance of which state? The answer, Tamil Nadu. Kadagam is the folk dance of Tamil Nadu. Okay. Pather Panchali. Famous Bengali director Satyajit Ray is universally famous, not just in India, but internationally famous for the movies Pather Panchali. But who is the writer of the book? Satyajit Ray's Pather Panchali is based upon the novel Pather Panchali. Who's the writer of Pather Panchali? Great. A lot of you know it. I'm impressed. So, although Satyajit Ray made the term Pather Panchali famous by his movies, it is based upon the novel Pather Panchali written by Bibhuti Bhushan Bandopadhyay. Right? Bibhuti Bhushan Bandopadhyay is the author who's credited with writing the novel Pather Panchali. Okay, guys, the Basilica of Bom Jesus is a world famous heritage site. Which state of India would you have to visit? And I've done this twice. Which famous world heritage site, Basilica of Bom Jesus, is located in which state? The famous state where plans are made and broken. Every year, groups make plan of going to this state on a vacation, and most of the plans don't materialize. So, under the Portuguese rule for a very long time, and gained independence from the Portuguese in the early 1960s. So, the famous World Heritage Site, Basilica of Bom Jesus, is none other than the good old Sussegat state of Goa. Okay. Which among the current states was known as Pragjyotish in ancient times? And I'm sure certain politicians would jump at the opportunity to rename it. But among the current states, which one was known as Pragjyotish in ancient times? Now, I believe it is currently named after a predominant tribe of that region, a predominant warrior class tribe of that region. So currently the state, which is named after the tribes of Ahom, the Ahom tribes, it is Assam. And Assam was apparently called Pragjyotish in ancient times. Okay. We already talked about this Ayyappan at Sabrimalai, but the question is, it is located in which state? Sabrimalai, which is associated with the deity Ayyappan, is located in which state of India? Simple. It is located in God's own country, which is Kerala. The state which is known as God's own country, right? The title God's own country is given to Kerala, and it is in Kerala that you will find Sabrimalai. Rishit, why is it known that way, God's own country? It is supposedly a land of great beauty. If you visit there, it has been blessed with a lot of resources. You visit the backwaters, the coastal region, and of course, this is the land supposedly where Mahabali, the king Mahabali, if you go with mythology, the king Mahabali, who was subdued by the Vaman avatar of Vishnu, he created the beauty of this land. The beauty of this land is such, they say gods live there. That's why it's called God's own country. Ever have a chance, go and visit Kerala. One of the most beautiful, of course, political reasons and others notwithstanding, the geographical beauty of this place is beyond compare. Anyway, last couple of questions. The Ganga Sagar Mela, we started today by looking at the Hornbill Festival and other things. So the Ganga Sagar Mela, which is an annual fair, is in which state of India? The Ganga Sagar Mela, which is an annual fair, is which state of India? The answer is West Bengal. The Ganga Sagar Mela happens, of course, we might be tempted, Ganga to Uttar Pradesh or something, but no. The Ganga Sagar Mela is technically in the state of West Bengal. Chalo. Last one for the day. The Kala Ghoda Arts Festival is associated with which city? That's right, Drishti. People forget that rivers flow through multiple states. So although one state may be famous for hosting a river, it's not the only one which is necessarily there. Anyway, last question for the day. The Kala Ghoda Arts Festival is associated with which city? Tirth, Pushkar is associated with two things. One is the famous Brahma temple, the only Brahma temple in the world. And second is the camel fair, which Pushkar is famous for. Pushkar is famous for the camel fair. Kala Ghoda is a place famous in two areas. One, there is a very famous area called Kala Ghoda in Vadodara. But the Kala Ghoda Arts Festival is associated with the most famous city of India, and that is Mumbai. I'm sure a lot of other places also have a Kala Ghoda circle and a Kala Ghoda area. The second most famous Kala Ghoda in India is actually in Baroda, but the most famous Kala Ghoda, which is also associated with the Kala Ghoda Arts Festival, is of course the city of Mumbai, which is in Maharashtra, of course. What is Kalagoda is an area, Rishit. Kalagoda is an area, and it's called the Kalagoda Arts Festival. If you go to Baroda, there is literally a black statue. There's a statue of a black horse there. जैसे कई बार just Hutatma Chowk or Flora Fountain. So a lot of places are associated with landmarks and sometimes people. So this is that. Nishka, Kerala is famous for hazard things. Kerala is famous for spices. It's famous for snake boat race. It is famous for one of the two places having communism in India. Kerala is famous for highest rate of literacy in India. Kerala is famous for what else? Famous for a lot of things. Okay, guys. Khushi, more than lagoons, it's famous for backwaters. We call them backwaters, not lagoons. Lagoons, more famously, you have at Odisha, Chilka, Pulikat, then Odisha and all that places. When we talk about Kerala, they are backwaters. Okay, guys. So that's it for the day. This will be available PDF with some more questions on the app, hopefully by night or tomorrow. I hope everybody has also attempted the test for today, which was there in the regular class. If not, it might be available in the entire day. Just go through it, try it, right? Chalo. So we will catch up as per schedule next week. Till then, have a good day. Stay safe. Tata. Bye bye. See you. 2nd October is a national holiday. One of the 3 compulsory holidays. So 2nd October obviously is a national holiday.